Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Saturnalia, where today we're doing it, we're getting it done. I figured out the problem, I think. I did watch a little bit of someone else doing this and I realized something. It is so much easier to realize things as the viewer than it is as the player. I will show you what I'm doing wrong, but I probably don't have to because you, the viewer, probably noticed it already. Down at the monorail controls, there are these panels. Always pleasant. Always a pleasant sound. I don't know if we count as... Okay, the creature's definitely screaming right now. I think it's probably okay to just go for it from here. Okay, you're there. I'm not sure how to handle this. Don't worry, Paul's got it. I did also get to see, I thought it was pretty interesting, that their mine, I only watched enough of the video to get the sense of what I needed, but it sure did seem like their mine is laid out in a very different way than ours, and that's rad. Okay, so I've been like, oh, there's shapes in the darkness. I realized the monorail, the track is right here. I could have just been following the track. So the problem is these things here, these boards that when we walk on them, they make noise. They will trigger the monorail to stop coming. We can't walk off. I have to stay put, which is the thing I'm terrible at because of patience. But in my defense, although that is like written on the ground, hey, don't step on these, you'll stop the monorail. It is in Italian, which, as we previously established, I cannot read. Okay. Once this is fully in place, then I can move. I am so worried that the creature is just gonna fucking show up and devour my entire face. And I need that face for living. Okay. There's a phone here. That's handy. Oh, thank God you're there. What should we do? We're all together on the plane here, right? I think. I wonder if I'm going to have to actually try to run Sergei over there once we get this. Wait, this isn't the right thing. Once we get this done, or is it going to be good enough to be in that area? Because the monorail might run to the structure, right? I don't know. I guess we'll see. Getting stuck on the terrain. All right. Can I finally pull the switch? No. Assemble everyone at the monorail. Everyone should be here or at the station before we start the flood. I suppose that makes sense. I don't suppose you could just get signal on your phone. They're going to make me walk all the way back to the... It's fine. Claudia's not in a position where it's difficult for her to get to the monorail, obviously, but... although, actually, I suppose... Is that Claudia? Hold on a second. I could have just used his phone out here. What am I doing? We had bars for a second. No, I can't. Wasn't it like right around... Was it more on the bridge? What the hell's the reception? There we go. Claudia, just come directly to me, right? Oh, I can just tell her to wait at the monorail, too. Okay, cool. So we don't have to do it at all. I'll tell you, we've made fantastic use of this satellite phone. Okay, now let us do the thing. Oh, okay. So happy to not see the little key wiggle back and forth. To reach the monorail now. I don't have any lights. Okay, but I don't need them, and the signs are plenty visible. I can't sprint anymore. And I don't know why. I think there's a good chance Sergio's not making it out of here. I guess the water's too deep is probably what's going on. It is hard to sprint once the water's like waist high. This is actually very nerve-wracking. Okay. The problem is this isn't actually where... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, okay. This says the monorail's this way. I don't actually know where we are relative to the... okay. Here we go. This is good. Wait, so this is... Yeah, this is that room. So we want to go this way and then through to there. Oh, God. Okay. That was actually really close. Alright, a little bit of pressure did indeed collapse the thing. Whew. Okay. Paul made peace with the phantom memory of his parents, knowing they had not abandoned him, but he never forgave the people of Gravois for covering up their fate. As a founding member of a journalists' union in Sardinia, he published a successful exposé detailing the system of omerta that had governed Gravois for centuries. These are really pretty. Sergio later returned to Gravois to oversee the transfer of Bruno's body to the family crypt. In doing so, he discovered Bruno's will, which granted him ownership of Gravois Castle. Sergio turned the ancient site into a popular tourist attraction. He rarely visited. Yeah, like, even beyond all of the pain of the Bruno stuff, I just can't, after the night they've had, I can't imagine wanting to come back here any more than you absolutely have to. Claudia sold the La Principessa bar and used the money to move to Manchester and study to become a video game programmer. That's the truest, the most horrifying beat of all. In 1995, she published her first game, a 3D maze in which players must escape a terrifying masked creature. While not an immediate hit, it was respected among enthusiasts for its brutal difficulty. That is such a cool image of her. After selling her villa, which became an upscale hotel, Tekla left Gravois and lived out her remaining years in Iglesias. She funded a statue of her sister Eliana, placed in the beautiful local monumental cemetery. It remains there with no dedication or plaque to this day. The village miraculously survived the flooding of the mines, but many families evacuated. The church collapsed, and has further deteriorated in subsequent years due to lack of professional renovation. Gravois Castle became a well-known tourist attraction, with visitors the world over coming to learn about the bizarre and layered history of the town. I wonder if there are other ways to resolve any of these events. I wonder what would have happened with the mines. Like, if Anita had survived, Anita's whole thing was trying to figure out if the mines were valuable enough for her employer to make an investment in the town. But with them flooded like that, the answer would have been no matter what, right? So I guess I don't think her surviving would have had much of an effect on anyone except, obviously, her. But she would have gotten to have the kid, and who knows. I really appreciate that they let you actually lose characters, that they make it the case that you can have people well and truly die. I don't know if the trigger for her becoming killable was the fact that her plot was finished, or if it was because we had enraged the creature by blowing up the bakery again at that point. But it's really that was a really good oh shit it's real moment, and you could see how differently I played afterward, right? Like I was legitimately mechanically terrified, which is a very different thing than, you know, feeling the tension and like being emotionally terrified. That's really fucking rad. This game was super cool. I'm really glad we played it. And the vibes were exquisite, to be clear. It's not like, you know, it's good. It's important for a game that is supposed to be a horror game to be actually mechanically terrifying, and certainly not, you know, just kind of like tedious, which is where I think a lot of horror games end up, and especially a lot of horror games in this sort of hide in a locker subgenre. Like you can make a player afraid of losing progress. You can make a player afraid of losing their real world time. But I do think that tends to lean into tedium, which is why I've never been really into these kinds of games too much. But this one, I think, did a fantastic job of avoiding that. And yeah, just generally, it's rad. It's rad. I had something else I was going to say, and I've totally forgotten what it was now. Well, see, it does say completed character missions 5, implying that it is possible for the number to be different. So, I guess it probably is hitting a certain point in the plot that makes characters vulnerable. I wonder if completed village missions 5. I wonder what exactly you can lose. Like, what could we have not done if Sergio had died prior to the very end? He wouldn't have been around to get us the infirmary key, right? Which apparently nobody else could do, even though Bruno's corpse was just holding it. And then that would have prevented us from being able to flood the mine. It seems like that must happen, though, right? That's the only end. I don't know. Maybe there's a version of it where you escape and you don't save the town. You don't flood the mines. No idea. But yeah, that was it. That's going to be it for us for today and for Saturnalia. I enjoyed the hell out of this. This was so rad. I hope that some of y'all did as well and didn't get too frustrated with my bumbling around in the dark not being able to read Italian. When you come back next time, we're going to have something new in this slot, and I'm very excited for it. I hope y'all will be as well, and we'll see you then.